The sun was setting as 3 American women made their way to the airport. They had always been curious about the Middle East, and when the opportunity presented itself to visit Muslim Jordan, they jumped at the chance. They had heard stories of the beautiful landscapes, the ancient ruins, and the friendly people, and they were excited to experience it all for themselves. But little did they know that this trip would be the most terrifying journey of their lives. As the women boarded the plane, they were filled with a sense of excitement and adventure. The flight was uneventful, and they arrived in Jordan without incident. But as they left the airport and stepped outside, they were hit with a blast of hot, dry air that took their breath away. The women were immediately struck by the stark contrast between the bustling, modern city they had left behind and the ancient, mysterious land that lay before them. The streets were filled with people dressed in traditional robes and headscarves, the air filled with the scent of exotic spices and the sound of prayer calls from nearby mosques. As they made their way to their hotel, the women couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. They were clearly outsiders here, and the unfamiliar sights and sounds made them feel vulnerable and exposed. The first few days of their trip were filled with wonder and excitement as they explored the beautiful landscapes and ancient ruins of Jordan. They marveled at the majestic desert mountains, the glittering waters of the Dead Sea, and the awe-inspiring beauty of Petra, the ancient city carved into the rock. But as their journey continued, the women began to notice something strange. They were being watched. Everywhere they went, they could feel the eyes of the locals on them, sizing them up, and judging them. At first, they tried to shrug it off, telling themselves that they were just being paranoid. But as the days went on, the feeling of unease grew stronger. They began to receive strange glances and comments from the locals, and they felt increasingly isolated and alone in this foreign land. One day, as they were exploring a remote area of the desert, they stumbled upon a group of men who seemed to be following them. They were dressed in traditional robes and had their faces covered, making them impossible to identify. The women tried to ignore the men and continue on their journey, but they soon realized that they were being followed. The men were getting closer, and the women could hear their low murmurs and whispers in the still desert air. As the men closed in on them, the women realized that they were in grave danger. They had no idea what these men wanted or what they were capable of, but they knew that they needed to get away as quickly as possible. With hearts pounding and adrenaline coursing through their veins, the women began to run. They ran as fast as they could, their feet pounding on the sand, their breath coming in short gasps. They had no idea where they were going, but they knew that they needed to get as far away from those men as possible. They ran for what felt like hours, their muscles aching, their throats parched. Finally, they saw a glimmer of light in the distance, and they ran towards it, hoping that it was a sign of civilization and safety. As they drew closer, they realized that it was a small village. They stumbled into the village, panting and sweating, their hearts racing. The villagers looked at them with suspicion, but they soon realized that the women were in trouble. The women explained what had happened to them, and the villagers offered them food and shelter. They told the women that they had been foolish to wander off into the desert alone, that it was a dangerous place, especially for women. The women stayed with the villagers for a few days, grateful for their hospitality and the safety they provided. But they knew that they couldn't stay there forever. They had to continue their journey and complete the rest of their trip. The rest of their journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty, but the women managed to make it back home safely. They had seen and experienced things that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. They had learned that the world was a vast and mysterious place, full of beauty and wonder, but also danger and uncertainty. They had learned that it was important to be cautious, but also to embrace adventure and take risks. Most importantly, they had learned that no matter where they went, they would always carry a piece of Jordan with them, and that the memories of their journey would stay with them forever. The journey of these 3 American women to Muslim Jordan was a roller coaster ride of excitement, wonder, and terror. They saw things that they never thought they would see and experienced emotions that they never thought they would feel. They learned valuable lessons about the world and about themselves, and they emerged from their journey changed forever. If you're someone who loves to travel and explore new places, then the story of these women should serve as a cautionary tale. It's important to be prepared, to be cautious, and to be respectful of the cultures and customs of the places you visit. But it's also important to embrace adventure and take risks, to step out of your comfort zone and explore the unknown. Only then can you truly experience the beauty and wonder of the world. And if you're someone who loves stories like these, who loves to hear about the adventures and experiences of others, then you should definitely check out my YouTube channel, Enladium. I share stories of my own travels, as well as tips and tricks for anyone looking to embark on their own adventures. So go ahead, like and subscribe to my channel, and let's explore the world together.